This is LMU I'm Joseph Swanson, here with Coach Helio D'Anna to preview the 2014 women's soccer season. So Coach, picked third in the preseason with 18 players. What are your expectations for the upcoming season?
The women have an interesting balance this year. We lost some very, very key players last year, but not many of them. But they were very, very important players. So we didn't bring a big class this year. We brought basically 3 new players. But because of the size of the shoes, so to speak, that they got to fill, those will be 3 critical positions. However, I'm happy with the fact that this is finally a mature team, because in the past 2 years, we have been the youngest team in the conference. We were mainly underclassmen. We were basically a junior college sprinkled with a couple of seniors. So now they're all juniors, you know, so hopefully with the experience of making to the conference championship last year and just the journey so far, all of it will come together this year, and they can basically top up with the best season that we've had in the past 3-4 years.
So Coach, you returned both Michelle Hunter and Olivia Thompson, both picked second team all-conference players. Are there any other players you expect big seasons out of on and off the field this year?
Well, because of the fact, for instance, let's pick Michelle Allen that graduated last year, a very, very, very important player. So it will take 2-3 of these girls to pitch in. So yes, I expect all my offense to fill in for Michelle. Then I lost Sam Adams, same stuff, and T. Doyle back on D. And so all of the returning defenders and the new defenders will have to pitch in. So you mentioned 2 names. I'm not going to bring another name, because every one of them will have to basically step up to the next level. To an extent, we have a bullseye on us, because we made to the conference final. You know, there's people wanting revenge. We knocked some pretty big teams out last year, and there's people wanting our spots. So either way, pressure is on us.
You mentioned Sam Adams, all-defensive conference player last year. How do you replace a player like her?
Well, it took a while for Sam to get to that point, right? I mean, she had to develop. She arrived at LMU, a very good player, no doubt, but she had her kinks. So now, you know, it's the natural progression of things. Some of these returners will be where she was last year and move on to where, you know, they needed to be to fill her spot. But I'll be honest with you, the attitude with this group of players is such that not one player is going to make or break us. The concept of the total sum of the things is what's going to make a difference this year.
You mentioned you have a lot of returners this year. Do you feel the chemistry level is stronger this year than it's been in the past?
Yeah, and that's one thing I got to praise these ladies for, really for 5-6 years, even before some of these guys have been here. They keyed on the importance of chemistry. They keyed on the importance of just getting along as a team and doing extra stuff off the field, and for them it's such an important part, and they do such a great job with little things like outings, and they have this motivational thing they do on game day. I mean, there's time and over again they come up with great ideas that all that it does, new players, they feel at home right away. Returning players, they can't wait to be back, you know. So this is paying off, and that's why we're winning.
Out of your newcomers, do you feel that there are any that can make an immediate impact?
Well, since we only have 3 all-mention names, how's that? You know, Fernanda Miyake is arriving, transferring as an All-American NAIA player. So we should get quite a bit of goals from her, quite a bit of experience from her. Kalia Rainey, she's a little, she'll arrive, she's very, very, very athletic, but she's a little young for where she is at this point. So she probably will break through halfway through the season. Katie Soule transferred D1, and she was a starter center back then. So she naturally, at first, would be the one filling out the spot for Sam Adams. But all 3 of them will help us a lot.
You mentioned the arrival of Miyake. Do you feel that you'll have to retool your offense to help her out, or will she fit in right in?
Well, she's a very complete player. This kid is special, you know. I mean, I've called 3 years in a row thinking that I had the freshman of the year in the conference. You know, last year Michelle Hunter, the year before Josie Headstrom, and on. She has the potential to be player of the year in the conference. You know, I mean, who am I to say that she will? But she has potential, and that's the caliber of player that she'll be. She'll play make, assist, she'll score, and she'll be a leader. So she's a complete package.
What can the South Atlantic Conference expect out of these Lady Rail Splitters this season?
Well, the whole spiel with the conference is, particularly now that we're opening scholarships, we want representation in the national tournament. You know, I want to say there's 6 teams in our conference, if not more, that can go, and all of these guys can make a deep run. All I can say is we want a shot and we want to go deep. You know, if we do get there, we know that we're not going there just to one and done. We're going to go there to go deep.
So you opened the season September 5th in Columbus, Georgia against last year's NCAA runner-up, West Florida. How do you feel you're coming along this far in order to play them?
Well, good old days when we were in the GSC, those were our nemesis, you know, and great battles we've had with them, you know, conference finals and semifinals and always competing to go to nationals with West Florida. So it will be reminiscent of good old days, but they're obviously returning runners-up in the nation, so in theory they're the better team and they're the favorites, but I think it's a great way to start. We steal this game, watch out.